Toronto's Vital Signs is precisely that report that helps us get a snapshot of the city on a year-to-year basis. But we don't stop there. We take the additional step and we go out to the community and we identify those organizations that are providing solutions to the needs identified in Vital Signs. And those organizations are Vital Ideas. They have vital ideas that in fact help alleviate a lot of the needs identified in Vital Signs.
I think one of the really important things of Toronto's Vital Signs is that it looks at all the issue areas of the city, and not only does it do it discreetly through each issue area, but it connects them.
During Summer of the Gun in Toronto, as it was colloquially known, very unfortunate summer where there's a lot of youth violence that also showed up in Toronto's Vital Signs. And out of that, our organization decided to convene. In other words, you bring people in and you say, if this is a particular issue, if you feel strongly about it, how can we collectively and collaboratively come up with some sort of a solution for this? And out of that, we pitched a notion that in high priority neighborhoods in Toronto, what if we got the youth involved in good endeavors, so athletic training, and see if we can get them in a position where they're ready for employment as well. In other words, hired by Parks and Rec. And once we spoke to our donors, they got interested and they provided some resourcing. We talked to some other collaborative partners in Toronto, including United Way, YMCA, Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, the school boards, and before you know it, we had a program that could actually address both youth violence, youth engagement, youth health, and youth employment in the city.
The sports program is a coaching program. It goes through three different coaching certificates. Two are NCCP coaching module A and B, and one is soccer community coaching. And basically they teach you different ethical trainings on how to deal with children and how to base their coaching on different aspects of life.
So the program is called the Toronto Sports Leadership Program, and what we've done over 4 years is we've tracked some of these students who have been engaged in this program. We've heard from them what it's meant to them, what position they were in before they had the program, what they've learned through the program, what a job has meant for them out of the program.
Well, it's actually fun because I'm an athlete, so basically to be able to coach and train children to be someone like me is a good feeling.
So there's some really fantastic stories about transformational experiences through this one program.
It gives them a chance to show themselves off instead of just being nobody.
Donors are increasingly saying to us, what are the issues in your city in our city that need attention, and they want to be strategic donors. It of course informs our grant making, because all the terrific research that goes into the indicator work prior to the report, it makes us better grant makers. And the other thing we saw, which I'm really pleased about as a communications person, is it allowed us to engage Calgarians.
I work for a small organization called Vibrant Communities Calgary. We're a local poverty reduction organization. We aim to reduce poverty at the local level here in Calgary. And being a small organization, we have limited resources, so we're always looking to the community for ways to improve the quality of our work. And something we find with Vital Signs is that it not only helps us engage people, it also helps us inspire them, it helps monitor our progress, and at the exact same time it also helps us celebrate our successes. So for us, it's a coup that Vital Signs is part of our community.
And I think the big shame of it all would be to compare one community to another, which has never been the intent of Vital Signs. I think the great opportunity is to start to have some dialogue that leads us to what our national perspectives are, to what national issues are, and how can we collectively work together to make a greater impact on those national issues, as opposed to being, not merely, but to being significantly viewing ourselves as standalones. I think we're all part of a bigger picture, and our ability to identify what those trends and issues are for the nation are really important.
We're seeing that people are learning about what's going on in the community. There's a lot of, I would call it innocence, just unfamiliarity with some of the needs and indeed some of the opportunities in town. So we're seeing people learn a ton from that. And what we found from other communities is that people will all themselves, once we link them together, go off and do some wonderful things that on their own they wouldn't have done, or without the knowledge of the need or the opportunity wouldn't have taken on. So it's a catalyst.
I'm Wendy Perkins, and I'm the Executive Director and a founder of Home Sweet Hope Shared Living. And Home Sweet Hope is a homelessness initiative in Oakville. We take people from the homeless shelter, people who are living in their vehicles or otherwise in a housing crisis, and we house them in affordable housing, and we also help them on an outreach basis.
My name's Orlando Bowen. The name of the organization is Game Day. What we do is we build leadership capacity in students, helping them to realize that they can be positive, successful contributors to their communities, and they can make a difference. But it starts with them, believing in themselves, plugging into the things that they're passionate about, and reaching out to other people to impact and empower others.
Our experience is that people in and of themselves, those who are passionate enough and who care enough to have responded to the survey, to care about community issues, once they become aware, many are self-motivated to take things on.
What we think is really important and particularly around vital signs, is that this is a tool that demonstrates that while the financial contributions community foundations make to communities are absolutely important, there are other contributions they can make. And so we're trying to open up the thinking of boards and staff to what those possibilities are.